Hello, welcome to Sports Bias with Cleveland J. I am Cleveland J, and I remember to unmute myself this episode. The AL Central, I went about 30 seconds with not having any sound. So welcome to the show. This is our third show of the baseball season. The goal was to do all six divisions. Well, the goal was to originally do one show, but with my lack of energy and stamina right now, I thought it'd be better to break it up into six shows. I am finding out that might not have been the best idea. I just thought a one show would be way too long. You guys know how much I can talk. I would have gone 6 hours for this episode. So I thought by breaking it up into individual shows, I could keep it to an hour, which I've done roughly so far. But I also could dive a little bit deeper, talk about prospects a little bit more, spend a little bit more time than just giving you what my predictions were. Again, this is something that I've done since I've probably been about 10 years old. Always been predicting the season before the season starts, and playoff winners and division winners, playoff winners, World Series winners. It's just something I've kind of done on my own. And now that I have this show, I thought I would do it live on the show. So welcome. If you are joining us from home, let me know where you're watching from, who your favorite team is. Comment on anything I reveal tonight. There are going to be some shockers tonight. This division I thought was going to be, it was easy for me, but I have some stuff to say. And, it doesn't help when a trade goes down an hour before I go on air. A trade went down in this division about an hour ago or so after I already had all the graphics set, all the lineup set. So I didn't get a chance to change this, but excuse me, the A's continue their dismantlement and traded Sean Manaea to San Diego. So good pickup for San Diego. Gives them like a fifth starter, maybe. We'll see how it pans out for them. But I think, they didn't give up much. I was looking at the prospects they got. They got two prospects for him that were, not in the top 100 in their farm system. So I think they didn't pay too much. I think Manaea, he's about 30 years old, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly. So that would probably be a pretty decent pickup for San Diego. That division over there with the Dodgers, it's gonna be hard to beat the Dodgers, and with the National League East so strong. If you don't win that division, I don't know if anybody else is gonna get in. We'll see. Having DeGrom down for the Mets is gonna hurt. We'll see how long he's out for. They're still saying about 4 weeks from everything I've heard so far. I have not heard from my buddy Andy Dubitsky yet. I'm waiting to hear back from him. So a couple other announcements I wanted to make. Some of them are related to the show. Some of them aren't. It's my show, and I'll make the announcements I want to make. First and foremost, I am super, super crazy excited. If you know me at all, or if you've seen my Heartbeat Radio show or listened to my Heartbeat Radio show on Spotify or our Pastor and Professor show, you know that I'm a huge fan of Elevation Worship, Elevation Church, Maverick City music, and how much their music has meant to me in this season, especially after the heart attack. Their music has saved me. Not going to cry on my sports show. I've cried on all the other shows. I don't think I've cried on the sports show yet. So their music is, again, I don't know if I'd be here without their music, to be honest with you. And if you don't know my story, you can go look that up on YouTube on the Pastor and Professor podcast. But I am excited to announce that Elevation Music Maverick City won a Grammy tonight for Best Contemporary Christian Gospel Album for Old Church Basement. So I am extremely excited about that. Shout out to Elevation Worship and Stephen Furtick and Chris Brown and Brandon Lake and Chandler Moore and Dante Bowe and all the guys, Tiffany Hudson. I'm so excited for you all. I cannot wait to see you all in Indianapolis. I will be at Elevation Nights. Kind of feels like I'm doing the Pastor and Professor show. That's what it kind of feels like right now. Sorry, I see some chats coming in. I don't know what they're saying, but so congratulations to Elevation and Maverick City. I will be in Indianapolis on the 29th, I believe, to see Elevation Nights. So I'm excited about that. The other announcement that I wanted to make, another thing just came down, sports related, but not show related, is people know that I'm an Ohio State fan. I grew up in Ohio and a huge Ohio State fan. And although I like Chris Holtzman, I don't like what's happened to the basketball team since Thad Matta left. They really have nothing to show. They had some great recruiting classes. They don't finish strong, and nice guy. And I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the great coach for Ohio State. And the other day I was thinking about this. Man, I would give anything to have Thad Matta back. And I know Thad Matta stepped down for health reasons and to be with his family. He just came back. He announced he's coming back to coaching. He took the Butler job. So he used to be at Butler. He was at Butler before he came to, I don't know if he went to Xavier first and then over there, but I'm really bummed. I'm happy for Thad. But man, I don't know if Gene Smith would have known that Thad was available. I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm super bummed. Glad to see Thad Matta back in basketball. He took Ohio State basketball to heights that they've never seen before, and consistent, and he was a great coach. And he's only 54. He's the same age as I am. I thought he was a little bit older, but so Thad Matta, welcome back to college basketball. Next announcement, baseball related. I said this on the other episodes. If you're a T-Mobile subscriber, or if you're not and you're thinking about switching, switch to T-Mobile if you're a baseball fan. If you are familiar with Major League MLB TV and Major League at Bat, their radio capabilities, it's amazing. I've had the MLB.TV for, I think, 13 years now. If you're a baseball fan, it's a must-have. You get to see all out-of-market games. So if you're a Detroit fan, you live in Detroit, you're probably not going to see the Tigers on there because you're going to get them locally. But you can see all other games, the home and away telecast. I particularly love the radio because I grew up listening to baseball on the radio, and I love listening on the radio. I love hearing other announcers. So you get all games from all 30 teams, the home and away broadcast for every game of the season. It's $140, but if you are a T-Mobile subscriber and you download the T-Mobile Tuesday app, you have to download the T-Mobile Tuesday app to get it, which is good to have anyhow because they give you all kinds of free stuff. But you're getting it for free. You're getting the MLB.TV and Major League at Bats all kind of one package. It's $149 value. I think they had a special that came out today for $139, but still they're giving it away for T-Mobile subscribers. That is awesome. If you're a baseball fan, it's a must-have. Even if you're a casual baseball fan, it's definitely worth it for the beginning when all the hype is around the opening day, and then during the stretch runs for the playoffs. It's amazing. It's also amazing to have, during the off season. They have really, technology-wise, they blow people away. If you're a fantasy sports guy or gal, you can set your lineup in there, and it'll tell you when somebody's coming up to bat. So if you have Stevens Piscotty on your fantasy team, hopefully not, you'll get a notification that you can actually go watch his bat. I don't do fantasy baseball anymore, too much time, but there's so many great advantages and benefits of that. I am not getting paid for this endorsement. I should have looked into that, but I think it's one of the greatest inventions ever. So MLB.TV, T-Mobile subscribers, but make sure you download the T-Mobile Tuesdays app. You need to have that to get it for free. Just going to click the link, follow it, put in code, download it. It is yours. I am playing around with some new technology in this show that you guys probably won't notice. But I'm going to be looking off a couple places, kind of checking some things. The intro was a little bit different, how the music kind of came to me, and I didn't have to deal with it and think about it. It just kind of works. So I'm working on that. Customized colors for all the different teams. So I actually have the official web colors for each team on the graphics. That's a little bit different. We included last night's episode, or I guess, what day is this? Friday's episode with American League Central. We included payroll. We include payroll, and I have payroll ranks in this episode. I thought it's an interesting part of the discussion when you're looking at how teams are built and how they're going to perform this year and over the next several years. So payroll is important. Like American League Central, you had the Guardians at 37 million, and you had the White Sox at 187 million. So it's a huge discrepancy, and it kind of speaks volumes about their front office and their administration, how they handle their budget, how they build their team. If you can build a competitive team on a lower budget, you're doing something right. So, doesn't mean you're going to win a World Series, as I know quite well. So I've included that. I've also included the minor league affiliates for these. I'm a big minor league fan and college baseball fan, but I love minor league baseball. And if you are a baseball fan, have never been to a minor league game, go. make a trip, do one of those fantasy ones, or just go to the nearest one to you. Even if you're not a sports fan, you have a family, it's great family entertainment. The minor leagues do such a great job of keeping everybody entertained. It's not just watching baseball like Major League pretty much is. I understand that that's long and boring for some people. Not to me, but for some people, especially if you're just a casual fan or not even a sports fan. But these minor league games, there's all kinds of stuff going on in between innings for the kids and the family. There's usually really cheap food and drink, $1 beer nights and free hot dogs, 10-cent tacos, all kinds of stuff. They're very creative. So this is me just loving baseball, wanting people to experience minor league baseball because it'll help turn you on to the sport. And you get to see some of these up and rising stars. The first 2 episodes of this, the East and the Central had 4 of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball. The 5th one is tonight. You're going to see the 5th one tonight. But you're going to be able to see these guys before they're a household name and before they go in the Hall of Fame, and you can always talk about that. So it's a really great experience. We do not have minor league baseball up here in Northern Michigan. We do a little bit south with the Whitecaps and the Lugnuts, which is I think a Seattle affiliate. We'll find out in a little bit. Lansing Lugnuts. We have the Traverse City Pitspitters, which is a professional team. I'm sorry, it's a college summer college program in the Northwoods League. Back-to-back champs, by the way. Shout out to my Pittsburgh peeps. I can't wait for opening day. I can't wait for the season. Be back this year. I didn't get to go last year because of the heart attack, so I'm excited about that. All right, so talked about the trade, Thad Matta, T-Mobile, the Grammys. Last thing I want to mention, I did not mention this last night or in the other show. I don't know why, but let me just go advance this real quick. Actually, I'll do this first. So all my other shows, the 2 other shows, the American League East and the American League Central, you can find on our YouTube channel in its entirety and our Facebook page. I also broke out the individual teams, so you can see a much shorter version of the show, anywhere from like 9 to 10 minutes, 11 minutes on each team. For example, the Tigers, you can just, if you're a Tigers fan or just want to know about Spencer Torkelson or Riley Green, you can just watch the Tiger shows. That's also on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. I will do the same thing with the 5 teams tonight, but so far the 10 teams from the American League East and Central are already up and ready for you to view. So if you don't want to listen to me drone on for an hour and see the whole thing, if you're not a huge baseball fan, you just want to pay attention to your team, you can go ahead and click the individual clips for your team. And next, I forgot to mention the Ultimate Sports Movie Awards. So voting is still open. We decided to keep voting open until the 8th, Friday the 8th. The awards show is on April 10th. This has been going on for about a month and a half, 2 months now. My buddy Joe Guah and I will be hosting the Ultimate Sports Movie Awards on April 10th. In the chat on Facebook and YouTube, if you scroll to the top, actually, you probably don't need to scroll. I think there's probably no chats on there. But I will mention this later throughout the night. But you click that link and you can go vote for the awards. I think there's 16 different categories. You're seeing the baseball category here. And I'd love to know if you are listening in the chat on YouTube or the comments on Facebook. We're also on Twitch and Twitter. Let me know what your favorite baseball movie is. Who would you vote for on this? And then actually go vote. You can actually do that while you're watching the show and listening to the show. It only takes a couple seconds, probably a minute or so. Unless you're really going to put a lot of thought into it. But Major League, the Bad News Bears, 8 Men Out, Field of Dreams, Bull Durham, 61, The Sandlot, and League of Their Own are nominated for Best Picture in the baseball category. So click the link in the chat or in the comments on Facebook, follow that link and go vote. Send it to your friends, post it on your social media pages to kind of get a conversation going. The more votes we have, I have not looked at the votes. I do have no idea what's happening with them. I know we had quite a few, more than I thought about 3 weeks ago. I have not revisited it, so I have no idea who's going to win. I have no idea, but the award ceremony will be Sunday, April 10th. And I'll have another couple of reminders during the show about that. So again, click the link in the chat or the comments and go vote. And yeah, please share your vote. Please share your vote on social media and encourage other people to do the same. If you have memories of these movies, you want to comment on that, please put those comments in the chat as well. Love to hear them. And anything else, I'd love to know where you're watching from, who your favorite team is. Anything you want to comment on what I say during these teams. I have some weird stuff tonight, so hopefully that inspires you to come at me a little bit, especially if you're a fan of that team. Especially the first team. And I don't know if I know anybody, all my friends, I don't know if I know anybody that is a fan of this team. So anyway, tonight is all about, I guess I messed that screen up somehow. All right, we're going with the Oakland A's. We're starting with the Oakland A's. So this is all about the American League West, and I've said the first two shows that the two leagues really mirror each other this year, I think, where the East divisions in each league, I think, are by far the strongest. Those are the two strongest divisions in baseball. You can debate which one's stronger. With DeGrom going down, that kind of hurts the Mets. I think the American League East is stacked. 3 teams in the playoffs last year. You might see 4 this year. Who knows? With the expanded playoff format. So we're going to start with a team that finished third last year in 86 wins. They were 86 and 76. 86 and 76 were the A's. And I have to say, I like Baltimore in the East. I normally didn't like black and orange together, but I've always loved the Orioles uniforms for some reason. I've always loved the A's uniforms, particularly the yellow sanitaries back in the day. I know they're all one unit now, but I love this lighter green that you're seeing Tony Kemp on here. So I love the A's uniforms and all the different combination uniforms. I love the vest when they had the vest. That was great. So, and all the colors of the graphics are all the official web colors from the teams. Sometimes I use some older uniforms in some of the episodes, but I try to stick with the same colors this time. So the Oakland A's, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this team because they suck. I mean, 86 wins. Are they going to have 66 wins this year? I have no idea. All right. They just traded Manaea. They've lost, Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Bassett, Koha, Marte. I mean, it's amazing they're even going to field a team. And their farm system isn't strong. So, they have a $32 million payroll. It's 29th in the league. So, they're known for that, obviously. Billy Bean, Moneyball, all that. So they're usually good with working the money in their system. Their system's depleted. This is not going to be an easy fix for them. I think if you're an A's fan, the only thing you can rest your hat on is Billy Bean has done this before. He's rebuilt several times before. So it looks really, really bleak, particularly for this year. We'll see what happens next year, but their farm system is depleted. The people they got today in the trade, probably aren't going to help much down the line, but, they're good at that stuff. They know a lot more about these things than I do for sure. So we'll see, but this is going to be a rough year for the A's. And I was thinking about this before I went on. I want to know what the biggest turnaround, the worst turnaround is. Cause I think, having a 20 game difference. I don't know. Let's just real quick. Let's look at, I also, I mentioned their minor league affiliates there. Lansing's Oakland. Yeah. The Lansing Lugnuts is an Oakland affiliate. The Rockhounds, the Aviators. Yeah. So I'm looking at this from a marketing standpoint and logos. We went through all the logos, Juju and I on an episode. That was fun. So, A's lineup. Oh, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do at all. I wanted to do this. Wrong button. So just the lineup here. Yeah, there's the Stephen Piscotty comment. Tony Kemp, he may lead off. Tony Kemp's a fun player to watch. He's not, to me, he's not an everyday major league player. Really good guy. This lineup is what it is. Again, I can't really say much. They've lost pretty much anybody of impact for sure. And, the pitching, is stronger, but again, they lost Manaea, so I don't know who's ready to come up. And I was just looking at let me pull this up real quick. I don't think they have a lot of arms ready. Did I lose the minor league? I thought I had that up. Yeah, I thought I had the thing up. I'm actually going to do a little search real quick because I want to pull that up for other teams. Top 30 prospects. I guess I could pull up my spreadsheet, but we'll do it this way. So let's go here and just take a real quick look at I know you can't see this, but I just want to see if there's any arms ready for them, especially with Manaea gone. So far, I'm looking at the top 30 of the A's, the top 30 prospects. A lot of young talent that are in single A and high A ball. I do not see in their top 30. I see one, Dalton Jeffries. I know that name. And AJ Puke. I don't know how you say it. those are really the only arms in their top 30 or so that are ready, that are, that would be considered major league ready. And again, this is not a very highly touted farm system right now. So it is what it is. It's going to be a rough year. Again, I don't think I know any A's fans, or I don't think any of my friends are A's fans, but Nick Allen, you're going to see at shortstop for sure. Elvis Andrus is getting old. I mean, he played for Texas all those years. You're definitely going to see Nick Allen this year. They're going to try some things. I'm sure they're going to look at some talent, so that lineup's going to be different a lot. They're going to bring people up and down to take a look at them. I really don't see they have a whole lot of trade bait, moving towards the trade deadline for stuff they can kind of move and pick up. They don't really have anybody of value that people are going to want. If somebody needs a shortstop, I guess Andrews could go, but they don't have a lot of flexibility. I talked in the first episode, particularly with the Rays, how important organizational flexibility is. The A's have none. They have very, very little. But again, if you're an A's fan, you got Billy Beane, and that's, he'll make it work. If his heart's still in it, he'll make it work. So the A's I have in 5th place in the American League West with 55 wins. From 86 last year to 55 and 112. Yeah. And I thought that was a stretch. Baltimore was 52 and 112 last year. Yeah. This has to be one of the bigger drops in history. Now, obviously it hasn't happened, but just do any kind of research on what people expect from the A's this year now. They're going to agree with me. This is a bad team. This is a really bad team. Again, great uniforms. Another thing I want to mention about the A's, which has always frustrated me. Their attendance has always not been great. I mean, they've had great teams, playoff teams for many years. They've surprised teams. It seems like they always surprise people and have good teams and playoff teams. That is not going to be the case this year. Is that they don't draw. Nobody goes sees them. Their attendance is always one of the lower attendance in the league, has been, the whole time. I don't know. I've never been to that stadium, so I don't know how getting in and out of there, the environment around it. I don't really know how that plays into it. But now, I honestly don't think they're staying in Oakland, which really sucks. I'd hate to see them leave Oakland, but I can't imagine they're not going to Vegas. There's been talks for a while about this, and I know the fan base has to be upset about it too. That's maybe why they're not coming out even more now. So I expect the A's within the next 2 years to pack up shop and announce they're going to Vegas. But I also think timing wise, they're going to have to do something to put a team on the field when they get to Vegas. That's going to bring people out too. But, Vegas is starving for a major league franchise. They've almost got expansion teams in the past, and the minor leagues have done really well in that area. With the Raiders going to Vegas, I can't imagine they're going to stick around much longer, which really will suck. It'll really suck. But anyways, that is the Oakland A's, 5th place in the American League West. So another movie, a reminder from our movies, if you're watching at home, in the chat on Facebook, or in the comments on Facebook and the chat on YouTube, you can look at the top and you'll see a link to go vote for the Ultimate Sports Movie Awards. Those are Sunday, April 10th. My buddy Joe Gua and I will be hosting that. We're still looking for people to help us present, but if not, it'll just be Joe and I. But this has been a really, really fun project. We've had a lot of people voting. It's brought back a lot of memories for people, which I love. That's kind of what my hope was for this. A lot of people have gone and watched the movies. So we've gave them pretty much 2 months to go kind of relive some of those, or at least watch the trailers, get familiar with those. This is the boxing category: $1 Million Baby, Ali, The Fighter, The Hurricane, Rocky, and A Raging Bull. Those are the nominees for the best boxing movie. Sorry, Brad. I always go back to this. I'm going to throw Brad under the bus again. My buddy Brad Ballantyne thinks Rocky 4 is better than Rocky. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to comment in the chat, feel free. That's a little bit ridiculous. This is a strong category. This is a really strong category. Raging Bull always does well on IMDb. It's one of the top ones. Rocky, obviously, and Raging Bull are in the top 5 sports movies of all time, I think. So those alone are strong. $1 Million Baby, another Academy Award winner. last time I looked, again, it's been probably 3 weeks or so, $1 Million Baby was ahead. I don't know how the numbers or how far, but it is an amazing movie. So please go vote and share your vote on your social media pages. It is time to move on to my number 4 team in the American League West. All right, so I had some issues with this middle of this division, and I flip-flopped the next two pretty regularly. But as I looked at them, I think Texas is, I think, heading in the right direction. I think, they spent a ton of money. They spent more money than any team in history in the offseason. They spent $561 million this offseason. $550 or $61 million this offseason they spent. More than any team in history in an offseason. And they're still going to suck. What I was saying at the beginning, I think I got sidetracked, was the Eastern divisions are really strong. The Central divisions are the two weakest divisions. The Western divisions, I think, are top heavy, but the bottom is kind of weak. I don't think it's as weak as the Central, but we'll see. It's still not nearly as strong as the Eastern divisions. But Texas, $161 million. I mean, they signed Corey Seager. That's a huge pickup. They picked up Marcus Seaman. Huge pickups. They're pitching. With their pitching, I don't know. I don't see them competing this year. I just don't. I know. So I've read some accounts that people say they're going to, really do really well this year. Not really well, but take a step up. They finished in last place last year with 60 wins. Are they going to finish with 60 wins this year? No, I can't imagine that. But even if they're a 10-game difference, that's only 70 wins. If they're a 20-game difference, that's only 80 wins. So they're not going anywhere this year. And maybe they will in the future. But they've had 5 straight losing seasons. They had a great draft last year. They picked up Jack Leiter in the draft last year, who you'll probably see this year. They traded Joey Gallo. Was that last year or the year before? Oh my gosh, there's a snowmobile on the lake. I haven't seen that in a few weeks. The Joey Gallo trade was really great for them. They got some serious talent, minor league talent for them, for that. So, they've done some right things. But if you're a Rangers fan and think they're going to win this year, it's not going to happen. It's just they don't have the arms. It's not going to happen. So let's take a quick look at the lineups as I do the right buttons this time. Marcus Seaman and Corey Singer. Nate Lowe, Raldis Garcia is a stud. He's going to be a star in this league. He's one of their top prospects, if not their top prospect. They picked up Cole Calhoun. Yeah, I mean, it's a decent lineup. But I don't know. I don't know. To me, it kind of seems pieced together. I have to see it on the field, see the continuity. They're a ways away. They're still a ways away. Not that lineup is horrible, but I don't think they're going to score a ton of runs. They need more power. I don't know. The pitching staff, picking up John Gray was a huge pickup. Got some young arms there. But again, they need more. They need more there. Bullpen, I'm not sold on the bullpen. I've read accounts where people think their bullpen's, solid. I beg to differ. So again, are they going to be better than Oakland? Yes. I think Oakland's going to battle for maybe Baltimore. And I think Baltimore, as opposed to Oakland, there's a lot of things to be excited for if you're a Baltimore Orioles fan. They have the number one prospect, or either one or two, Adley Rutschman. Some people say Bobby Witt's number one. But Rutschman, you have the number one pitching prospect. You have a really strong farm system. Cedric Mullen on the team. They've already have some young stars on the team. So they're going in the right direction. There's a lot of reason to be excited if you're an Orioles fan, despite only winning 52 games last year. Even if they win 60 this year, there's still a lot of reason for excitement. Oakland, not so much. So Texas isn't going to fall to Oakland's thing. No, there's no way that's going to happen. 60 wins last year was awful, but this is a better team than it was last year for sure. But pitching is gonna be weak. Let's go to the prospects here. You're gonna see Jack Leiter, Josh Young. You're probably gonna see as well. Glenn Otto's a right-hander that a lot of people like. So they definitely have some people. Sam Huff's kind of caught behind some catchers in the system, but Yeah, I mean, again, it's all's not lost like it is for Oakland. There definitely is some people in the farm system that can help, and some younger talent. It's much younger that's going to be coming, but to think they're going to compete this year, I just can't see that. There's 60 wins last year. I have them winning 73, so that's a 13 game difference. That's a huge difference in baseball. So. They finished in fifth place. They're not going to finish in fifth place, 35 games out. Now, they still may finish 35 games out. Who knows? But they're not going to be in the cellar. They're heading in the right direction. They spent a lot of money, so they better be heading in the right direction. Fans are not going to have a whole lot of patience with them. Now, the new ballpark helps. I remember when the park in Arlington was new. Doesn't even seem that long ago. But I guess this new stadium's great. It's a retractable roof, so it battles the heat issues in that area, and supposedly it's great. Supposedly it's awesome. They drew really well last year. Actually, I think they were number 1 last year in attendance, or second or third, somewhere. I know it was the top one. And I know also their COVID restrictions, they had 100% from day one, so that probably helped as well. God, all these, it's all blended. Was that last year we had restrictions on the attendance, or the year before? I just don't even know. It's all, yeah. I think the year before was none, and I don't know. It's all blending on me. All right, so there is your preview for the Texas Rangers. All's not lost if you're a Rangers fan. I do have a lot of Ranger fan friends. Again, if it was me, Rangers fan, I'd be frustrated that you're not better. You're spending that kind of money. I think they're definitely better. I think they have some nice young pieces. Do I think it's enough to have them compete with the way it is right now to compete in the next 2-3 years? I don't think so. Picking up Corey Singer and Marcus Semien was great, but you need a lot more than that. Again, if they have some young arms, Jack Leiter, who you'll probably see this year at some point. Again, I haven't revisited these lineups and prospects and stuff over the last 3 weeks or so. I did this a few weeks ago. So there's some things that have changed. There might be some injuries. Some people have sent down. If I caught it on my ticker, I changed it. If not, it's just a projection. It's just a projection. All right. So I have the Texas Rangers at 73 and 89. Should be fourth place there. Dang. I went all the way through the last 2 shows without doing that. So they should be a 4th place team at 73 and 89 in the American League West. All right. My next movie feature, the golf's with the Masters next weekend. It'll be really interesting to see if Tiger does play. I think it's an incredible story if he actually does play after the horrific accident. Golf movies are awesome. All right. I mean, Caddyshack's classic. It's one of the most popular sports movies of all time. Again, if you're listening at home, I'd love to hear or read what your favorite sports movie is. Maybe just on the golf one here, or if you have other sports movies you want to share that you're not seeing here. These are the nominees for the best picture in golf subcategory. Caddyshack. Hard to believe this isn't going to win. 7 Days in Utopia, which did not do well ratings-wise. I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. The Greatest Game Ever Played. Legend of Bagger Vance, Tin Cup, great movie, and Happy Gilmore. So I think Caddyshack walks away with this one. I know there's a lot of Tin Cup fans. I think this is Tin Cup, but Caddyshack runs away with this one. But I could be wrong. I haven't looked. That's just me. It's a classic movie. Go vote. The link is in your chat on YouTube, and it's in the comments on Facebook. So click that link, go vote, share your vote on social media, encourage other people to vote, and then tune in Sunday, April 10th at 8 o'clock to hear the winners. All right. Moving on to my 3rd place team in the American League West. Again, this is... I mean, I read so much about all these things and different takes on teams, and there's so much discrepancy with the Angels, right? And I'm going to talk about the Angels for a little bit here because it's they have some amazing things going. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani, what an incredible story. What he hit 48 home runs last year, and I don't even know what his record was pitching. is an incredible talent, and he's going to get better. My beef with them, they're a trendy pick right now to do well in the West. They have no pitching. The bullpen is not good. The starting staff's not strong. They don't have a lot of help in the minors. I do not see them doing that well in this division. They have really weak pitching. You know, if Anthony Rendon bounces back because he was horrible last year when he did play, it'll help. It'll certainly help. Trout obviously has to be healthy. Ohtani is an incredible talent. So let's talk about Ohtani first. There's no way they're keeping him. He's actually on the I think he's on the last year of his contract because he signed early. But so I think if I am correct, or maybe it's next year, but if they're not in the running this year at the trade deadline, Ohtani's already said he loves the fans, he loves the stadium, he loves Southern California, but he said point blank, I want to win. So however that plays out, it plays out is what he said. So with that, you know, the Angels, you know, it's been a while since they've had a winner. Kind of middle of the pack for a long time, but you have a generational talent in Mike Trout. Mike Trout is going to go down in the history as one of the top 3, 4, 5 players to ever play. And if you haven't looked up, you know, he's not flashy like a lot of these stars in the league. He's won 3 MVP awards. He's finished second 3 times. He's finished 5th 1 time. And he's not one of those guys that just burns up the league and tears categories up. He doesn't. I don't know if he's ever actually led a league in a category, but he's on the top 5 in all of them. There's very few players in the history of baseball that do that, are consistent like that. You know, a lot of people compare him to Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. I mean, those are names that we all know, and they're legends, right? Mike Trout's in that conversation, and when he's done, he'll probably be better than Mickey Mantle. I think he's already surpassed Mickey Mantle in my eyes. Willie Mays, I don't think he'll catch. But because he's out in Anaheim, and you know, even though it's a big market, it feels like a small market team. I know they spend a lot of money. Where they have 169, number 9. Not having a better team when you're spending 169 million has to be frustrating as a fan. But they've wasted Mike Trout his prime years. I think he's 30 this year. He's 30 now. Maybe he's going to turn 31 this season. You know, how do you not put a team around them? I mean, they're handcuffed with, you know, the Pujols contract. So I don't know. They don't have a great track record of pulling off, you know, big trades and making things happen. Obviously, you have the World Series win. Was it 2002? I don't even remember. Garrett Anderson team. But, you know, I feel so bad for Mike Trout. You know, I'm surprised he's still there. You know, I know he's from the Philadelphia area, out east somewhere. Imagine that if they traded him, put him on the Phillies with what's his name? I'm drawing a blank now. You know, we'll see what the Angels do at the trade deadline. Are they gonna if the Angels aren't going to make the right investments and have the right people in place to make decisions within the organization that gives them organizational flexibility? I mean, it seems like they're always just putting Band-Aids on things. Their farm system isn't strong. You know, they're not built for success for the long term. And with that, are they going to be able to keep Shohei, which I seriously doubt. I cannot imagine that he's on the Angels next year. I don't think so. And if he is next year, he won't be, unless the Angels do something drastic, which again, I don't think they have a lot of flexibility to do things drastic. They can spend some more money, but not much. I mean, they're at $170 million. They have to make better decisions. They need better, you know, evaluators, better analytics, something, because it's not working for the Angels. And I'm sorry if you're an Angels fan, and I'm sure you feel my frustration. I hate that Mike Trout is stuck there, for lack of better words. You know, 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now, everybody's going to know Mike Trout names like they know Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays and Babe Ruth. Go look up the numbers. Go look up the comparisons of them all, and you'll see, you know, how consistent he is in all the different categories. Three MVPs, 3 second-place finish MVPs, Rookie of the Year as well. They've made the playoff exactly once since he's been there. In 2019. In 2014, they made the playoffs with him, and they have missed every other year. And I know they're a trendy pick this year. I don't know why, because of Shohei, the excitement about Shohei. Shohei said point blank he's probably not staying if you don't do something, and he wants to win. So if you don't show me you're going to win, can't imagine it happening. So if as a business person, if it's the trade deadline, you have two huge leverage chips with Ohtani and Mike Trout. And I know people hate that he's going to go somewhere else, but he's going to go somewhere else at some point. And I think you owe it to him, to be honest with you. You're not going to build around him. You haven't shown that. Think about what you could get. Again, you have to have the right people. And I don't know a ton about their front office. I have not looked at it that deeply. I know a lot of the other teams' front office and their scouting systems. They haven't shown me anything to be excited about, but again, it could be wrong. They might have made changes that I don't know about, and they're heading in the right direction there. So I'm not going to say all bad, but it's certainly not showing. But think what you could get from Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani at the trade deadline. That could reap benefits for years in this organization. Knowing the Angels, they trade them for major league ready talent so they can win next year. I'm like, that would be dumb, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Frustration. Sorry, I haven't even gone through their lineups. I won't spend a lot of time. I actually did. Actually, I'll do it that way. Won't go through them individually. Rendon has to step up. Justin Upton was optioned, so he's gone. He's one of those people I did see come across. They designated him for assignment. They still owe him like $22 million, and nobody's picking up that contract. Nobody's going to pick up Justin Upton and pick up $22 million in his contract. Not going to happen. So they're going to swallow that. The staff, Syndergaard, who knows if he's going to be healthy? Ohtani, how many starts is he going to get? He had 23 last year. Is he going to max out at 28, 25, 28? I do like they had the Ohtani rule, so when he's not pitching, or he comes out of pitching, he can still bat. I like that. But beyond those two, Syndergaard has to stay healthy. He hasn't shown anything in a while. I have no confidence that he'll stay healthy. So again, I'm beating a dead horse here. But I do have 78 wins, so one more than last year. So, I think the division is a little bit stronger for the most part. So I don't see them doing much movement here. So I have them at 78 and 84 in the American League West. Let's move on. Our next movie category. This is a fun category. I've had a lot of debates on this one. I think it's there's two people in this. I think that should get most of the votes. Best female actor in a lead role. We have Hilary Swank in $1 Million Baby, Sandra Bullock in The Blind Side, Margot Robbie in I, Tonya, Diane Lane in Secretariat, and Gina Davis in A League of Their Own. So again, if you're watching from home or listening from home, in the chat, please put who you think should win this award. And at the top of the chat and the top of the comments, you can click the link to go vote and vote for all the different categories. And please share your vote on social media. Encourage others to do the same. But this is a two-person race. It has to be Gina Davis and Hilary Swank. Hilary Swank's performance was amazing. But I think the sports world, sports fans will pick Gina Davis, and rightfully so. I can't argue with that. She was amazing in it. Her signature role for sure. Same thing with Hilary Swank. But $1 Million Baby, if you haven't seen it or don't remember it, go back and watch it. It's an amazing movie. It was an amazing performance. So go vote. Again, and then tune in on April 10th. Joe Gua and I will be hosting the Ultimate Sports Movie Awards on April 10th at 8 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Eastern that Sunday. So now we're going to lead to my second place team. So here you go. Here's going to be some controversy here, I think. Let's see. I panicked. I looked over at my roadcaster and I saw a red light. I thought I was muted this whole time. Houston's been dominant in this division for a long time. Verlander's back. I don't think they necessarily take a deep step back. They're a little bit older. Still a great lineup. Dusty Baker's manager. I'm not a huge Dusty Baker fan, but they were 2 games away from a world championship last year. I know they had to want that after all the controversy and the scandal with the sign stealing stuff, and rightfully so. I mean, they deserve everything they got with that. But it sure as hell would have been great to come out and win the World Series without that, unless they found another way to cheat. But they still got to the World Series. They still made it there and were a couple games away from being world champs. So you got to give them credit. They lost Carlos Correa, who went to the Twins, which I don't understand him signing with the Twins. The Twins are not going anywhere. So they lose but they have a top prospect that's going to fill in there. Jeremy Pena, I think is his name. I think he'll do really well. He's not Carlos Correa, but I think they're not going to miss too much there. Bregman's going to have a good year. It's a good lineup. Look at the lineup real quick. Something in my mouth. Altuve, it takes the brunt of all that stuff, but still a great player. Michael Brantley is just a pro hitter. I still love him from the Cleveland days, and he's just a great hitter. I'm glad to see he's stayed healthy. He had so many injuries for a long time. So Bregman, Jeremy Pena at shortstop. It's still a good, formidable lineup. Obviously, they're not taking too much of a step backwards. I just think I think it's a little stale. I don't know if the desire and hunger is there like it maybe was last year. I think that fueled them last year. I think losing Carlos Correa is going to be a little bit demoralizing. Having Verlander back, but you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, Verlander's, Hall of Famer for sure, but what's he got left? Maybe a lot. I don't know. But let's look at their, still a good staff. Again, it's a really good team. Now, if I'm looking across the league, are the Astros as good as the three teams in the American League East? I say no. I think the Jays are better. I think the Rays are better. I think the Astros and Yankees are really similar. So I don't think if you're not winning this division, you're not getting the playoffs. I think the people from the East are getting in. The Astros would be the one exception. They still could get in there, but I think the American League East is so stacked. I think it's gonna be a challenge. So we'll see how motivated and hungry the Astros are. Coming up short last year, after all that, losing Correa, I don't know, just feels a little stale to me. So we'll see. Still a solid team. I have them at 90 and 72. So 5 games, I think they had 95 wins last year in first place. Yeah, so they had 95 wins last year in first place. So just, a few games back, step back. And again, I think because Seattle is much better, I think that factors in. I think the Angels are about the same team. I don't know. We'll see. I could be wrong on this one. Would it shock me if the Astros win this division? No, it won't shock me. Like in the American League Central, it would be a stunner if the White Sox don't win that division. I don't think there's anybody even challenging them. I think they won 93 games and still won the division by 13 games last year. Would it shock me if the Astros had a great year or maybe not even a great year, but did the same as they did last year and Seattle stumbles a little bit? I can see that. So I can definitely see that. Verlander's always motivated. If he's healthy and ready to go, he definitely wants to cement his legacy. I would have liked to see him come back to Detroit. I think that would have been a cool story, and maybe he still does. I don't know what the contract he signed. I don't know if it's what the details are. So I would like to see him come back to Detroit. Not my favorite player and pitcher of all time, but I still respect the longevity and what he's meant to the game and what he's done. So we'll see. I have the Astros at 90 and 72. Wouldn't surprise me if they win 95 wins again. Do I see them being better than 95 wins? I don't. But again, wouldn't be a total shocker. But that is my second place team in the American League West. And I think it's going to be some controversy on that. I think people are still expecting the Astros to do well, even though, we'll talk about them in a second. Let's move on. I think we have one more movie category. Yes. I guess it's the same one. Never mind. Same one as last time. I thought I put a different one in here. But you can go to the top of the chat, the top of the comments on Facebook, click the link to vote. It'll say Ultimate Sports Movie vote now for the Ultimate Sports Movie Awards. Click the link, go vote, share your vote, encourage your friends to vote, and then tune in on April 10th. That's Sunday, April 10th at 8 o'clock, and we will start announcing the award winners. So that's been a really fun project. It's been going on for a couple months. If you haven't seen the nomination show, you can find that on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page as well. So we had a lot of fun. My wife made an appearance on there, which was fun and completely funny. She had a list of movies that she thought that we should consider or should be considered for nominations, and you just have to watch it. I think I pulled that segment out too. So if you go to our YouTube channel or Facebook, you can find just that clip. It's worth the watch. It's worth the watch. So again, join us April 10th, which is a week from this Sunday. Wow. For the Ultimate Sports Movie Awards. All right, my number one team in the American League West. All right, I got to take a drink. All right, so last year, my predictions were pretty decent. I had the White Sox and Padres in the World Series last year, so it wasn't, obviously that didn't pan out. The White Sox made the playoffs and went out in the first round again, which was weirdly the first time in team history that they made back-to-back playoffs. They've been playing baseball for 900 years in Chicago, and it's the first time they've ever made back-to-back playoff appearances. I thought that was crazy. But they bought out in the first round. Padres didn't make the playoffs. They had all those injuries and so forth. A lot of stuff going on there. But I did fairly well in my overall picks. I did fairly well. I missed out on San Diego, obviously, but they were the trendy pick last year. I mean, a lot of people had them with that young talent. And that's a team that's going to be good for a long time. Just they're up against the Dodgers, which, we'll get to that episode later maybe, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But excuse me. So this team is stacked, a lot of great talent, 90 wins last year. I think they surprised a lot of people like last year. I had them at 90 wins last year. I expected them to be good. They're going to be better now. They have the number one farm system in the league. They have major league talent ready, players to go. And I've said it a couple times tonight, and I said it a lot in the East. Seattle has a lot of flexibility, organizational flexibility. They have a deep farm system, the right people with analytics in the front office. So they have a lot going on for them. If you're a Seattle Mariners fan, there's a lot to be excited about. I think they're one of the more exciting teams and stories right now in baseball. Julio Rodriguez is going to make the team and play outfield. He's a superstar. He had a great day today. He's a fun player to watch. This is a fun team to watch. A real fun team. They have a ton of talent. Like I said, number one farm system. I think they have 6 guys in the top 100 prospects, which is crazy. But they have a really nice mix of major league ready players in the farm system and a lot of young people. So that gives them some flexibility, and they want to win now. So they have they can make some moves. They can definitely make some moves. And I was going to put a graphic of this up. And even if I didn't have them as number one, this would have pushed me over the top, because people who know me, I love marketing stuff. I love logos and colors, and I'm always looking at how people use things together and so forth. I thought their marketing campaign this year is genius. Most teams come out with a slogan or something. They have hashtag See Us Rise. The SEA Us Rise. So instead of See Us, SEE, it's short for Seattle. If you saw it, it'd make more sense. But I think that's genius. See Us Rise. Hashtag See Us Rise. I'm rooting for them just for that. I think that's awesome. So again, I think the way they're built for many years. I think the next 5 years for this organization looks really good with the right people in place. Maybe it's even longer. Are they a year away from, being where I think they're going to be this year? Possibly. We'll see what happens this year with the young talent. Let's look at their lineup a little bit. They picked up Winkler and Suarez, which I don't think will stay around from the Reds. Suarez just, hitting under 200, and his defense is horrible. I know he hits a ton and he does walk, but he strikes out way too much, and he hits 197 last year, 198. So they have other people ready to go, is what I'm saying. They have people in the system that could step up for Suarez. Unless, again, if he has a career year, or even if he hits 240, and does what he does, maybe he can DH more and get him off the field a little bit. They have a little flexibility with that. yeah, again, they have flexibility. So even if, Suarez doesn't pan out, it's not a big deal for them. Do I have Rodriguez in here? Yeah, I do have Rodriguez in here. Kalanick is also a great center fielder. This is a really good lineup. Really good lineup. And I forgot to mention, I haven't even mentioned this yet, they picked up the Cy Young Award winner, the American League Cy Young Award winner they stole away from Toronto. So they picked up Robbie Ray. This is a really good staff. Matt Brash is one of their top, outside of Rodriguez. Matt Brash is a top 5 prospect for them. I think it came out today or yesterday that he made the starting staff. So you're going to see him. Flexen and Gilbert. That's a solid staff. And you put Robbie Ray there. Hopefully Robbie Ray can continue going. He has some nasty stuff. So between the lineup, the young talent, the energy and excitement around this team and organization, that they're headed in the right way. Seattle loves this team. Coming off the 90 wins. Now, normally teams like this, to me, if you look at the track record of these teams that kind of come out of nowhere, who last year? Who was it? American League. I'm trying to think who was. Boston did a little bit last year. They weren't expected to do that, but it happens all the time where somebody comes out of the woodwork or kind of catches people off guard, and then they take a step back the next year. Expectations increase, and that happens. It happens all the time. I don't think it happens with this team. I don't think it happens. Scott Service is a good manager. I think he's found the right spot there. Again, they have the right people in the front office. More than anything else, what I think keeps them competitive is their organizational flexibility. They have pieces they can move around if something's not working, tweak things, injuries. They have people to fill in. They have superstar young talent. Like the Tigers, not only is their farm system really, really strong, it's number 1 in almost everybody's list. There's a big difference in having a top 5 farm system, which people can have, and there's people that maintain strong farm system like the Rays. There's a difference when some of those organizations have star power. You may have a lot of major league ready talent and major league talent, but to have the amount of star power in their farm system that the Mariners do and that like the Tigers do, that's why I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers. I had the Tigers in 3rd. Again, a team that's not, I don't think is going to take a step backwards. I can definitely see them overtaking my Guardians. Hate saying that, but yeah, I could see that. I don't think Seattle takes a step back. I think they move forward, and I think they're set up for many years to follow. But they have star power in their farm system, not just a lot of guys that are going to be major league talent. Again, they're major league talent ready now. They have a lot of young players that will be. Again, a lot of flexibility to grow. So at the trade deadline, if they have to move some things to get them over the hump this year, that could definitely happen. That could most definitely happen. They have the budget to do it too. $93 million. I think they're 22nd in the league in payroll. I mean, $93 million is still a lot, but it's not 37 like the Indians or the Guardians. Expect big things from this team. This is an exciting team to watch. If you do get the Major League Baseball package from T-Mobile, definitely if you're a T-Mobile fan, I mentioned that at the top of the show, if you're a T-Mobile subscriber rather, download the T-Mobile Tuesday app. On Tuesday, you'll be able to download MLB TV and Major League at Bat for free. Watch every single Major League game. Listen to every single radio broadcast. It's amazing. So if you have that and you love baseball, pay attention to this team. It's an exciting team to watch, and they are going to be good. I guess I should have bring the prospects up as well. There's the 2 right there. There's 2 of their top prospects that you're going to see in the starting lineups. And again, they have a ton more. So I'm trying to look at their minor league things, looking at logos, the Crawdads, the Hickory Crawdads, the Rough Riders. Yeah, not great logos there. Actually, I think I have it right here. Take a look. Why I have you here. Farm system rankings. No, I want the minor league team thing. So Seattle. Oh, yeah, then they do have the Aqua Sox, the Everett Aqua Sox. I don't necessarily love the logo. It's a frog, but their hats are really cool. Their one hat is cool. The Modesto Nuts, a lot of people like that logo, and that I don't care for that. But anyways, yeah. Again, this is just me, the stuff I love. Tacoma Rainiers. That's a pretty weak logo. Arkansas Travelers. Did I have the right thing on there? Now that I think about it, I gotta go back to my eCam here. Yeah, I have the wrong AAA affiliates here, I think. Yeah, that's not them. This is Texas's, I think. Yeah. Never mind. That's not them. That's not Seattle's farm system. Pay no attention to that. All right. I think, let me see what I have next on the screen here. In the waiting in the wings here. Yeah, so prediction for Seattle, I have them at 97 and 65. 97 and 65, first place in the West. And if I do my next screen, is my next screen that? No, what happened? Yeah, let's go to the next screen. Look at this. Yeah, so this is what I have. Seattle with 97 wins, Houston with 90. Again, this is the class. That's why I was saying that they're top heavy. Just like the American or National League West is top heavy. This division is top heavy. I think there's Seattle and Houston and everybody else. The A's might be the worst team in baseball. I'd be actually surprised if they're not. Texas is just, a year away. Anaheim's or LA Angels are who they are. Shohei Ohtani, and they bring people out for those two people, but they need to do something. Well, I'm really interested to see what happens with the Angels at the trade deadline, because I can't imagine they're going to be in the mix. They just don't have the pitching. And so the question becomes, when is it time to trade Mike Trout? If you need to rebuild your system, getting rid of Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, now people are going to be pissed, but people that are baseball fans will understand it. I think the people that are baseball fans think the Angels owe it to Mike Trout to let him go and let him go to a winner. I mean, he's had one playoff appearance in since 2014. I mean, you're seeing a generational talent, one of the best players that any of us have ever seen, and will be a top 5 player in the history of baseball, to the likes of Willie Mays and Babe Ruth, better than Mickey Mantle. Seeing him stuck on that team, imagine putting him out in Philadelphia with Bryce Harper. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Phillies have the flexibility to do that. I can see him signing as a free agent, but in a trade, I don't know. But if they're going to take on, I don't know. We'll have to see how it works, but it would be interesting. And I would like to see Mike Trout go to a winner. And I'm not a Mike Trout lover. He's not one of my favorite players or anything, but I mean, the guy is amazing. And most people don't even realize it because he's not flashy. He's in that market where nobody pays attention to. They're overshadowed by the Dodgers. But just go look it up. Just compare Mike Trout. Just put compare Mike Trout, and you'll get all kinds of links and look at it. He's strong in every single category. It's just, it's a shame. So I'm really interested to see what happens there. Seattle and Houston, could those flip-flop? Certainly. Do I think Seattle's going to take a step backwards? I don't. I just think they're ready, again, because they have that flexibility. If things aren't working, they can tweak things, move things around. I don't think they're going to give away the farm to make it happen this year only. I think they have enough talent in their system. They wouldn't need to do that anyhow. Even if they got rid of a lot, they still have a lot. So I think Seattle's primed in this division. Seattle is the team that is most ready to win and be a winner for the next 5 years or so. I don't think, including Houston, I can't see Houston being competitive for the next 5 years. I can see Texas taking a step forward next year. But again, they need to do some things too. Both the Angels and Texas just they feel stale, even though Texas spent almost $6 million this offseason. I don't know how much that helps them, to be honest with you. I just don't. Their still farm system is, no pitching. So this is top heavy with Houston and Seattle. They have Seattle winning, but again, it wouldn't shock me if Houston has another great year. But I think this is the last year of their run. I think their window is closing quickly. I think it's this year, and then I think you're going to see them, move some pieces and so forth and rebuild, because their farm system is really bad too. So we'll see. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you tonight. I did right about an hour. So I didn't say this at the beginning. My intention was to do 6 shows. And I don't know if I'm going to get to the National League at all. I wanted to get through at least the American League. I was not anticipating this draining me and this taking this much time. Again, I split it into 6 shows so I could take a little bit better care of myself. And, I'm spending a lot more time on these than I should. Not that I want to, because I love doing it. I can talk baseball and think baseball all the time. I am anyhow, so I might as well put it to use. I found a little bit better system today for this show. I streamlined some things that it didn't take me nearly as long to do this show. I think doing the next show should be a whole lot smoother for me and take a fraction of the time. So we'll see how I feel. So today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see what I do. I can't make any guarantees. So if we do a show, it will be tomorrow. It'll be the National League West or East rather, which is the division I really wanted to do because they're so strong and there's lots of things to say about that division. So I will try to muster the energy. If I can, I will. It'll be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. And if you're just watching this on the replay, I will be cutting up the individual teams like I did before. If you're interested in baseball, you can go watch the American League Central and the American League East preview shows. If you're just want to look at the team outlooks, I cut those all up into individual clips. So if you just want to see the Orioles and learn about Adley Rutschman, you can do that. If you want to go to the Central and hear me talk about the Royals and where they're going, and Bobby Witt Jr., if you haven't seen that kid play, wait till you see him play. So you can go and see individual teams too without watching the whole episodes, which are about an hour. So I'm getting better. But I think that's all I have for you today. Again, comment, like, share, subscribe to our channels, post stuff, start conversations on our channels about teams, moments, sports stuff, anything so we can get a conversation going. We can engage with you. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow, if not soon.